BTech in Food Science and Technology from Rachandraji Pawar College of Food Science and Technology, Kharavte, at year 2012 to 2016. I have 3 years of experience in two different organizations like Britannia and General Mills. Currently, I am pursuing postgraduate in packaging from Indian Institute of Packaging at Mumbai. So now let me introduce our today's speaker, Mr. Ashok Agrawal. His journey is very remarkable and would like to take you all through that. He has completed MTech in dairy industry from National Dairy Research Institute, Karnal in 2014. During post-graduation, he has worked and successfully completed project on study of physiochemical changes on milk fat during preparation and preservation of paneer. He has vast experience and profound knowledge in dairy industry. He was operational in charge, additionally taking care of research and development department as well as pathfinder in flavor milk section in quality department. He worked as an assistant manager in R&D department in Godrej Agro from 2017 to 2019, in which he developed and commercialized the different products, including flavor milk, ice cream variant for Godrej Agro at Creamline Dairy Products Private Limited. Now currently, he is working with Scriber Dynamics Dairies as a research scientist from 2019. He is playing a remarkable role and leading research and development department in ultra-high temperature operations. Also, Sir is successfully anchoring the new project development for leading national and international customers. So I request Mr. Ashok Agrawal sir to share his experience in dairy industry, its overview and emerging trends. And I would like to all participate to please mute your microphone. And if you have any queries, please use question box. Thank you. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Nikhil, for nice introduction. Good afternoon, all. Welcome. Today we discuss on dairy industry overview and emerging trends. So this is our seminar flow. One by one, we will cover this topic in our seminar. First, if we talking about dairy industries, then we start from global. Hello. Hi, Nikhil.
Yes,
I am
sir.
audible?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
You are audible, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible.
If not, then please interrupt me, okay?
कॅमेरे जास्त आहेत क्लॅरिटी चांगली आहे.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Okay. If not, then please interrupt me, okay? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So if we talking about dairy industry, then we start from global. As we know, India is the ranked first milk producer in the world, and now world milk production from last 2018 to 2019, we have increased 1.4%. And last 3 decades, we have increased almost 60% of global milk production from 530 million tons to 552 million tons in 2019. If we looking for globally, dairy market size was valued at $673.8 million in 2018, and it is expected to reach a value of $1,032.7 billion by 2024. In globally, some countries are surplus and some countries are deficits. So these are countries which have surplus milk. Among that, New Zealand, US, America, Germany, and some highest milk deficit country are China, Italy, Russian Federation. So this is the surplus, and deficits is depends on the population of that country. Maybe we are first milk, we are ranked first milk producer, but we are not a surplus countries because depends on our population as compared to other countries, our population is higher. So as if we produce milk higher than that country, still we are not milk surplus countries. So globally, milk exports reach about 76.7 million tons in terms of volume, an increase of 1% from 2018. As one of the world's top 10 largest milk producing countries, New Zealand is also the world's largest milk exporting country, because in New Zealand that the climate and environment and if, as you heard, in New Zealand the peoples have the more than that population. The cows, they have the more than their human populations. That's why they have surplus milk, and that the favorable condition for milk and milk industry. So they have not more challenges as compared to India. So this country is very favorable for dairy farming business and dairy industry. According to the Dairy Association of New Zealand, exports, they have exports almost 95% of milk production each year. In 2019, the global milk imports totally 67.72 million tons, representing a 0.7% growth from 2018. Among in globally, the China, Russian Federation, Philippines, Indonesia reported the largest increase in imports, and other country like New Zealand, which have a surplus milk, which increased and fulfill the global demand. China is not only of the country world's top 10 largest milk producing countries, but also the largest importer for the milk and other dairy products in the world, because recently in China, they depends on the populations and income. They have started the consumption of milk. So they are listed in top 10 milk producer countries, but they have listed in top 10 importer country as well. So this is the graph you see is the top 10 countries, largest milk producing countries in 2020. Now here the India has 187.7 million tons milk in this year, and we are last 2 decades we are ranked first in milk producing countries. As you see the graph, world's top milk exporting countries, here the New Zealand is the topmost. Hello, Nikhil.
Yes, sir.
Uh, can you forward this slide? I think here is some problem.
Oh, wait, sir. Hello, Siddharaj.
Okay. So here you see the graph, the world top 10 milk importing countries. Here the China is a top most country who imports milk. Now here is the future trends of global dairy industry. Now in globally, the people more of like health conscious, and overall globally and India as well, the people's having issue with lactose during when people have a milk. Some people's have allergy with lactose, and the people are not digest the milk easily. So now the globally trend is going on. So people prefer the low lactose milk product, low sugar. Now due to this, the some products they increase their sale like yogurt, milk, which have low lactose, cheese. And it is expected that the lactose-free dairy segment is to grow with a CAGR of 7% over the next 5 years. Next is the Indian scenario of milk. As we know, India is the world's largest milk producing country, and it representing over 22% of world's total milk production annually. In last year, in 2018 and 2019, India produced 187.7 million tons of milk, and it contributes the 4.2% India's GDP. In 2019-20, India earned just 86.73 US dollar from the export of dairy products. As you know, recently the export of dairy products is not that much what we have past decades. The secondary source of income for 70 million rural households engaged in the dairying. As we know, we all are from farmers background, so all are aware about the milk. And in our India's population, almost 70 billions people are engaged with the dairying, and they are earn their from the dairy farming business. In 2020, India milk production is expected to increase further, driven by rising demand for processed food stemming from the fast growing urbanization. Production growth is also facilitated by rising milk collection, processing, especially by dairy cooperatives, along with the rising output of relatively more organized sectors. The total number of livestock peaked at around 536 million in recent census. Among that, the India contributes 15% of total livestock, and among the 57% of total buffaloes, the numbers is 109.85 millions, and cows, cattle are 14.7%, that is 192.49 million of the total cattle. If we're talking about other country globally, they have the buffalo and cattle ratio is 80-20, but in India the ratio is 50-50 because we have more buffalo, and or if we see globally, we have 57% of buffaloes globally. So this is a trend in milk production in India. If you see the last from 1992 to 2018-19, so we have gradually increased the graph from 55.6 from 92, 91, 92 to now is to 2018-19. We are 187.7 million ton per year. So if you see this graph, capita availability of milk grams per day. So if you see the 1991 to 92, the per capita availability of milk grams per day is 178 grams per day. But now presently is around 394 grams per day. The milk availability to other country. And if we're talking about the milk availability per capita availability within the per day per head. If we look, the dairying is the part of the farming system, not a separate enterprises, and here the feed is mostly farming business. But if we're talking about the major is the farmer, and they don't have that vision that they focus on the milk farming. And another way, if you say, they're partly earning from the dairy business, but they are not focused on that dairy farming majorly. It provides the source of regular income, whereas the income from agriculture is a seasonal. But in case of milk, the income is a regularly basis. The measure of farmers it depends on farming business for their daily to daily activities. About one third of the rural incomes are dependent upon the dairying. Livestock is the security asset to be the sold in times of crisis. About 75 to 80% of rural households own an average of 2 to 4 animals. If you see in farmers, if they facing cash issues or cash crisis, they think on their livestock. They just sold in, then they gain the money and they resolve their daily day-to-day activities. So the livestock is the security asset for farmers, and about 75 to 80% rural household depends on that livestock. If we see the SWOT analysis of the dairy industry, the strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats, these are the strength. Largest milk producers in the world, a huge base of around 11 million farmers, traditional emphasis on the consumption. Weakness are the poor feeding practice, poor access of institutional credit, lack of cold storage facilities, and opportunities are elastic demands. Economic growth will spur demands, increasing preference for branded dairy products, growing focus on health and nutrients in urban markets. Threats: nearly about 70% of the Indian dairy industry is unorganized. Removal of import due to duty has led to the threats of dumping. If you see the strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats, as strength is we are number one in milk producing countries globally, but the weakness is we don't have that visions of farmers, though they don't have that visions to develop the farmings at that level or maintain the quality at their end, and they don't have that kind of facilities to preserve milk. Due to lack of facility, we are not producing hygienic milk still. To increase milk, if you see earlier in 1940s, we are milk deficit, right? So that time the government started Operation Flood, and behind the objective behind that Operation Flood to increase milk production in India, because earlier we have that geographical conditions, but due to the, we can say it's not that kind of firm body or way of right way to milk and all. So that time they have formed the body for Operation Flood. The strategy behind Operation Flood is to bedrock the Operation Flood has been village producers cooperatives which procure milk, provide inputs and services, making modern management and technology available to members. Operation Flood objective included increased milk production, augment rural incomes, reasonable prices for consumers, program implementation. And here is the end results from 1940s to now we are in 2019. The earlier, the 1940, the per capita availability of milk is 132 gram per day. Now the per capita availability of milk is 394 gram per day, if you see. So this is the end results of that Operation Floods that we have presently. The second is dairy cooperative at glance. In India, we have about 1.9 lakh dairy cooperatives, and they are handling 882 lakh liters per day, and annually they are handling 32.19 million tons of milk. Out of marketable or surplus milk, only about 30% of milk is handled by the organized sectors. Rest 70% of milk is handled by unorganized sectors like milkmen or others, small players. The innovation in cooperatives, they have facilitate the farmers and they have improvements in the milk collection facilities, especially like bulk vending, BMCs, where that transport facility is not available, or by road is not there, so trail tanker is there. They have facilitated for rail tankers, and they have so many innovations for milk procuring. Presently, maybe here I have not. So if you see the graph for top 10 states in major milk production in India, the UP is topmost milk producers, followed by Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh. We are a seventh rank in India as compared to the Uttar Pradesh and other states. See the high production state and medium production state. These just I have trying to show you. If you see the structure of Indian dairy industry, so Indian dairy industry is a huge industry. Is around 107 billion US dollar. Almost milk self consumption is 54%, and rest is surplus milk. Is marketable surplus milk is 46%. Among that 46%, the organized sectors handle 30%, and unorganized sectors handle 70%. Among organized sector, 30%, 45% milk handled by cooperatives, and 55% milk handled by private players. In cooperatives, majorly like Amul handle major milk as compared to other states. Amul is big cooperatives, or it's a very systematic way they have developed, and they have growing very fast in India and abroad as well. So what is the reason behind the private players contribute almost 70% contribution to handle the milk? The reason is they don't have the milk holidays, and they have very transfers policies, payments from time to time for farmers, and they also provide some auxiliary services to the farmers, like feed to the animals, some veterinary facilities to the animals, or some bimas to the some farmers. That's why the private sectors, and they focus majorly on to develop their brands, and they have pay attention to to develop or to grow the business as compared to the cooperatives. So here I am trying to show you the how supply chain of dairy industry from farmers to consumers. Here from inputs for dairying, milk production, milk collection, then chilling, transport, processing, marketing, and consumers. So that all the segments have gone through the different step, like inputs for dairying is fodder farming, animal feeds, plant owners, veterinarians, laborers. In milk production stage, it may be the large scale farmers, medium scale farmers, and small scale farmers. Milk collections, it may be through the cooperatives, societies, private players, milk aggregators, we can say. Chilling and bulk cooling, we use chilling center at village level, like BMC bulk milk cooler, when they procure milk from farmers. Though from farmers to factory is a distance or traveling time is more. So recently, the people are using BMC to control the quality of milk. Transport, generally in dairy industry, they are using refrigerated vans, insulated tankers, Processing and packaging is differences in cooperative plant. They may be a private plant, they may be government plant, or they may be a small place as well, like halwais and all. They also processing milk and milk products like traditional Indian dairy products. Marketing and distribution, you see retails, maybe some factories have their outlets, supermarkets, and any retail outlets. And then finally, the consumers. If you're talking about the unorganized sector like local milkmen, still we prefer, or so many people's, village peoples are prefer the local milkmen for milk. The government initiatives in dairy industry, dairy farming is the government have some scheme for to start up for dairy farming or dairy industry to generate the self-employment. In that, the dairy entrepreneurship development scheme is launched by NABARDS, and then objective behind that scheme is to promote and setting up the modern dairy farms for production and clean milk, to bring the structural changes in the unorganized sector to organized sector, to upgrade the quality and traditional technology to handle the milk or commercial scale, to generate the self-employment and provide infrastructure mainly for unorganized sectors. These are the state government scheme is facilitated to start the dairy farm or a different scheme which we can take benefits. Then the Indian dairy industry growth drivers and key challenges. The below are the growth drivers for Indian dairy industry, like population growth, vast vegetarian population with protein deficiency, economic growth, rapid urbanization, rising income levels, technical innovation in milk products processing, westernization and fast food changing food habits and value added products. So why the dairy industry grow? So these are the drivers to help to grow the dairy industry. Recently, our people are more health conscious, and people are more thinking on the nutritious foods. So people are diverting from other beverage to the milk beverage. So recently, if you see the RTD like UST, RTD milk shake, flavor milk, lassi, buttermilk, people are prefer as compared to other beverage like carbonated beverage. So these the facts to, or it helps to develop the dairy industry, or it increase the graphs of development of dairy industry. Here is some challenges in dairy industry at different stages: smallholder level, collection level, processing level, storage and logistic level, cooperative level, marketing challenges. So we just go through. At smallholder level, the land resources, cultivation, lack of good quality animal feed, lack of animal healthcare facilities, low genetic potential of animal, lack of chilling capacities, high production costs. So generally, this stage is a farmer stage, and from farmers only, if we think to give a safe milk or good quality milk to the consumers. So if we need to develop, or we need to provide the facilities to the farmers. Until and unless we are not providing the facilities to the farmers, we are not able to harvest a good quality milk. Also at collection level, so if you see, the farmers have a very small quantity of milk, like 2 liters, 5 liters, 10 liters, or so many farmers have that kind of quantity. But very few players, they have a good quantity of milk. So this is the major challenge to segregate or collect or maintain the quality of milk at the collection level. At the processing level, it depends on seasonality, production of fluctuating supply, absence of quality standards, adulteration and food safety, lack of trained and skilled worker. Here, processing level, the due to lack of the good kind of production facility, we don't have, still we lacking good quality production or processing facility yet. Storage and logistic level, earlier just I have mentioned key in India and if you compare New Zealand, so climate is play a very vital role in logistic level. So milk is a perishable good. So we need to maintain the cold chain facility to maintain the quality of the milk. At cooperative level, less number of members, farmers, lower participation in the decision making process, low prices of milk, inefficient service, inefficient infrastructure. If you see the cooperative level, the generally cooperative are not giving that much price to the farmers as compared to the private players. Private players give facility to the farmers as well, and due to the decision making level in a cooperative, they are not single person to take a decision as compared to private sector. Private industry is a single person. He's take a decision and he provide facility to the farmers. Marketing challenges is accessibility of the customer base, less penetration to the rural market, lack of transport, milk pricing system, etc. So some, if you see the some, emerging trends in dairy industry, recently people are more health conscious, and they are specific to food. We can say now people are preferring the organic milk, low lactose or lactose-free products, high protein dairy supplements, no added sugars products, aseptically packed products. So here people are saying organic milk, but the cost of production or harvesting of organic milk is higher as compared to the regular milk, and that if we some place started that segment, so it is not that our Indian economy, some people's, so that category of people prefer the organic milk because the economy, all people or all generation people are not prefer organic milk because it is not cost effective for them as compared to regular milk. The cost is very high for organic milk. Low lactose or lactose free products, lactose is we can say is some lactose is a components in milk which is undigest, some give undigestion for some peoples, and that's why people are prefer low lactose products like curd culture products. In that almost 30% lactose are converted into the lactic acid, and the percentage of lactose is lesser as compared to the milk. Recently, so many techniques are in markets to reduce the lactose in milk. Some enzymes, by using some enzymes, we can reduce the lactose from milk. High protein dairy supplements. If you see, the India is majorly vegetarian population, and so milk is the only commodity who having a good supply of or good source of protein. So people are prefer the high protein dairy supplements, no added sugars. The people are not prefer the prefer more sugars in product like ice cream. Some people have diabetes or some issues, health issues. They are not prefer sugar added products. So for them also, people are developing sugar free products like ice cream or traditional dairy products as well in halwais local markets or in big market also. The people are starting producing the sugar free products. If you see the aseptically packed products like UST, recent last 10 years, people are shifting from others beverage to the milk, and UST grow from very horse from 2011 2018. So we have 50 billion market shares for UST, and we are targeted 193, approximately 193 billion in 2024. Future perspective of dairy industry is we projected demand for milk about 2000 million tons by 21-22, and national dairy plan to double the milk production by using scientific approach of feeding and breeding, increase organized sectors, and improve the milk handling and product quality. Encouragement of milk producers to produce more milk, increasing income from sale of milk and value added products. Now the conclusion is dairy has a lot of potential to improve the rural incomes, nutrition and women empowerments, and hence it is a very critical area for investment. A well-developed industry will enable millions of farmers to capitalize on the emerging opportunities and milk and make a significant impact on rural incomes. On the flip side, weak efforts towards the dairy development also can have a significant but a negative impact on dairy industry as well. Thank you. Thank you from my side.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable input. If any participant have doubts or questions, please use the chat box.
Hello, Nikhil.
Yes, sir.
Anyone have any question or so we'll discuss and we close.
I think there is no question, so I would like to take your permission to vote of thanks.
Okay.
So thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time. We are really enlightened with your knowledge and presence, and heartily thankful to all participants for the active participation. And I request to participant for stay tuned for the closing ceremony. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, friends. Thank you for give me chance to discuss or share my knowledge with you. And thanks again, Nikhil. If you permits, can I leave meeting?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, okay. Thank you all.
Hello, sir.
बोला.
Archana, Miss
Hi, sir.
Archana,
Hi, sir.
shall we start our session?
Yes, sir. Yeah, sure. Good afternoon, all. I am Archana Pawar, 2015 alumni of SP College of Food Technology. Welcome you all in closing ceremony on online webinar series on trends and opportunity in food industry. We are fortunate to have Honorable Sureshji Annapure sir, Joint Commissioner, Food and Drug Administration, FDI Mumbai, as our chief guest. Today we have our Honorable Mr. Shekharji Nikam sir, MLA, Chairman, Sahyadri Shikshan Sanstha, Savarde, who have given continuous support and encouragement to our college and all of us. Also thank Honorable Dr. Sumit Kumarji Patil sir, Organizing Secretary and Principal of SP College of Food Technology. Dr. Anishji Rangwala sir, Organizing Secretary and Principal uh, of SP College of Biotechnology. Both are inspiration for all of us. Thanks for joining, sir. Every year on 16th October, we have World Food Day. And in our college, we celebrate it by having food exhibition poster presentation. Unfortunately, this year, we could not have that celebration due to COVID-19 pandemic situation. In a current situation, gathering in a person for a celebration was a challenge, but we didn't want to cancel the celebration. So, to address this issue, Professor Adhav sir and organizing committee gave a brilliant idea to hold this online webinar series from 11th October to 15th October. These web seminars were taken by experts from various branches of food technology. The aim of this webinar was for the student to hear from the expert, interact with them, and current trends and future opportunities in food industry. Webinar series inaugurated on 11th and first webinar was held by Mr. Prakashji Jagtap sir, Head Product Development India Subcontinent Barry Callebaut. Sir had done wonderful and sweet beginning of this webinar series with his sweet topic, New Opportunities and Challenging Chocolate and Confectionery for Indian Market. Second seminar held by Mr. Ashishji Dhobe sir, Assistant Manager Tech Operations about Nutrition. Sir have introduced our participant to the most important topic, food safety in food industry. Third seminar held by Ms. Amandik Aulak ma'am, QA Manager, Hindustan Coca-Cola Beverages Private Limited. Ma'am shared her valuable experience and introduced us opportunities in food and beverage industry. Fourth seminar held by Mr. Siddharth Mane sir. Thanks, sir, for introducing our participant to interesting and most growing sector of wine processing technology. Fifth seminar held by Mr. G. Satish, sir, Manager, Corporate Quality Assurance Global Consumer Private Limited. Sir has introduced all participants less frequent topic that is Food Safety Standard Regulation 2006 and 2011. With his input, our participant had benefit a lot and will surely choose food regulation career path. Sixth seminar, sixth webinar held by Mr. Ajit Take sir, research scientist, Givaudan India Private Limited. Sir had described the new beginning in food industry post COVID-19 and also highlight career opportunities to our participants. Seventh topic held by Mr. Sanjay Indani sir, Director, Safe Food Solution Private Limited. This topic had focused on post-graduation opportunity, career metrics, and prerequisites for beginners. Eighth webinar held by Mr. Bedekar sir. Thanks sir for introducing our participant about entrepreneurship and COVID-19 pandemic on food industry and market also. Sir also introduced short description of soya lecithin. Ninth webinar held by Mr. Ashok Agav sir. Sir had explained us on milk processing of different products and career opportunities in milk sector. Our webinars were informative. There was enthusiastic participation and question answer session were lively. We all got to learn very much from the webinar. Now, I would like to request fourth year student Ms. Gauri Bhosle to share her experience. Gauri?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Ms. Gauri Bhosle, pursuing a bachelor's degree in food technology. So here, I would like to share my experience about the online webinar series on trends and opportunities in food industry. This session actually brought all the future food technologists and experts at one platform. This session also helped us to present our ideas as well as interact with the Dignity members from various leading industries. We got to know various opportunities and career just a branch of food science. It's new, exciting, and as yet not entirely defined. Also, interacting with speakers. Now, I am assured that my career pathway can definitely lead me to accomplish my dreams. Also, I would like to thank all the speakers for their guidance. And I also thank Sharat Chandraji Pawar College of Food Technology. Hello. Hello.
Hi, yes.
Archana ma'am.
Hi, yes.
Sorry for inconvenience, ma'am.
Yes. you continue.
Yeah. So I would like to continue. I would like to thank Sharat Chandraji Pawar College of Food Technology for organizing such a wonderful event, not only for us, but for all the aspirants who wish to pursue their career in food technology. I would also like to thank all the anchors for their organization in hosting this webinar. So hereby, I conclude my words. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Gauri. Now I would like to request Ms. Siddharthi Chavan to share her thought. Siddharthi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Siddharthi Chavan, pursuing bachelor's degree from Sharat Chandraji Pawar College of Food Technology. And our college had conducted the webinar series on topic trends and opportunities in food industries, which was very advantageous for us. I wanted to thank the organizing committee for putting together this wonderful event and all the participants for their participation. I would also like to thank all the speakers for their informative talk and their very precious time. And lastly, the webinar was valuable for all of us, all the aspirants. And I'm confident that we will be utilizing this all knowledge for future career. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Siddharthi. Among us, there was a few field experts also present as a participant and would like to them to share their learning and experience about the session. First, I would like to invite Vasudev Mate sir. Hello, Vasudev Mate sir. Okay, so I would like to next Dr. Bhagyashree Patil ma'am to share her thought. Hello. Dr. Bhagyashree Patel, ma'am. I think because of technical issue, ma'am is not available. I'd like to request Dr. Neeraj Gupta to share his thoughts.
Good afternoon. Hello. Am I
Yes,
audible?
ma'am. Yes, yes.
Good afternoon to all of you. I, Dr. Neeraj Gupta, Assistant Professor, Food Science Technologies, COST Jammu, congratulates the member of organizing committee for organizing such a informative and innovative online webinar series on trends and opportunities in food industry, especially in this COVID-19 period. The lectures like new trend in chocolate and confectionery industries can open new opportunities for unemployed youths. The knowledge gained through this training program, especially the lecture of dairy industry, processing and packaging, could be used for initiating new entrepreneurship program by unemployed youth of especially rural areas. The training was really a hello.
Yes, ma'am.
The training was really a nice program for gaining knowledge in the field of food industry, processing and post-harvest technology. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Neeraj ma'am.
Welcome.
Yeah. Now I would like to request Dr. Ashok Chaudhary to share his experience.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Ashok Chaudhary. The organizers of Sharat Chandra Parvati for such wonderful webinar series in food industry. It was a useful webinar series for beginners as well as experienced people. And the theme of the webinar series was very good. It was covering almost all the sorts of topics from the industry. Those were chocolate and confectionery, food safety standards, dairy technology, and so many. And every session was very helpful and informative. The speakers explained the matters in very simple and understandable languages. So, on the occasion of World Food Day, I again congratulate all the teams and give my best to new entrepreneurs from this college. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir.
Archana, Vasudev Mate sir is available.
Okay, sir. I'd like to invite Vasudev Mate sir to share their experience.
Hello.
Sir.
Hello. Hi, madam. I'm audible.
Yes, yes.
Good afternoon to everyone, all respected dignitaries who are joined this session. I am very much thankful to all the organizing committee or organizer for giving opportunity to join this webinar. It is very well organized, excellently managed. All technical sessions and all the sessions are very good. So I am very much thankful. It will give the very useful information, and all the speakers was very knowledgeable persons and offered valuable information and tips for us. I really enjoy this webinar, and these concepts and materials presented will be most definitely incorporated into my resource. So I really enjoy this excellent and informative webinar for useful to all the beginners, students, and already all students also who are joined this webinar. So I am very much thankful to organize this webinar. And also my one submission is, madam, there.
Yeah.
One part I think there is so much alteration in the food admixtures. So this kind of seminar also you have to organize. It also helpful to us. And also I request to all the researcher or student, we have to need some gadgets, small gadgets, which are identify the admixtures in the food, because today is very big admixture or adulteration is the food in the foods material, and which
Yeah.
are causes health, which are diseases for us. And also the farmers for during the cultivation, there is spraying of high insecticide and pesticides, which are also harmful to our health also. So we have to identify some gadgets which can be detect this alteration. So this is my submission. Okay, thank
Yeah.
you. Really, I enjoy. I am thankful to organizing committee which take more efforts and make this successful. Congratulations to all. Thank you, madam.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir, for nice information and this suggestion. I will forward to our organizing committee. Uh, Today, we have fortunate our chief guest, Honorable Mr. Suresh G. Annapure, Joint Commissioner, Food and Drug Administration, FDI, Mumbai. I would like to share their valuable thought with us. I would like I would like to invite if anybody is interested to explain experience, please unmute your mic and please share your valuable thought with us. I would like to request you, all of you, if anybody is interested to share his experience about this webinar, please share with us. Unmute your mic. Hello. Hello, I would like to request all of you, please, if anybody interested to share experience about this webinar.
I would like to request Mr. Sanjay Indani, sir, National Auditor, please say a few words about our webinar organization. Mr. Sanjay Indani, sir, please.
Good afternoon, sir. I hope you are doing well. So this was a brilliant initiative taken by SP College of Food Technology, and I would like to really appreciate all the staff members, Patil sir, Rangwala sir, for this brilliant work, because it is not very easy to plan such sessions and bring the experts from industry, make them available, organize everything. So a lot of hard work goes behind this. So very good job, sir. I really appreciate all. By doing this, you have created a connect between industry and the students, because what is being taught and the assumptions, presumptions prevailing in the student's mind, that get clarifies when the food professionals from the industry, experts, they talk to them. So this kind of interactions are very much required, and I expect and request that you should take the initiative and keep organizing such webinars, because now everything is online, people are getting used to this. This is a new normal methodology of our life. So for at least for some time we will continue with this new normal processes, and to have a better knowledge, better interactions, I think the college should keep doing such activities so that you will have additional load on that. I know that this is an extra additional work for you, but yes, you people are doing it in the interest of student, so I appreciate your efforts. And students also need to keep in mind that this information, whatever knowledge you are getting, this is, though you feel that this is a free knowledge and people are coming and talking, there is a lot of time which is given by the experts. So you need to value that time. You need to utilize their expertise, utilize that knowledge, keep in mind, and make use of that knowledge so that the efforts of
college and experts doesn't go at a toss. So very important that you should utilize this knowledge and this opportunity to learn new things, to learn more things, shape up your thought process accordingly and work towards that. So very, very important activities to be followed. I don't want to say anything about how you perform and all those things, okay? That I leave it to you. But yes, whenever you want to utilize the knowledge or whenever you have any doubt, please approach professors, industry experts and get clarified the doubts. Whenever you get an opportunity to speak to them, yes, utilize that opportunity and use it for betterment. So that's all from my side. Over to you, Salvi sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Over to you, Archana.
Yes, sir. This online webinar conducted, which are very helpful to all of us. First of all, thank you so much, sir, for giving your nice informed experience about your experience. Now, anybody is interested to share experience about this webinar? I would like to invite Mr. Siddharaj Patil to share his thought.
Hello, thank you all. Am I audible?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yes, I would like to thanks all the member of organizing committee and especially the Sharat Chandra Pawar College of Food Science and Technology for this wonderful session. Actually, I had attended all the sessions and all the sessions were very useful, very informative knowledge
Hello,
was
Siddharaj.
shared by.
Hello,
Yes, sir.
Annapuri sir is joining.
Okay, sir. I will continue later. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Siddharaj. We are fortunate to have our chief guest, Honorable Mr. Sureshji Annapure sir, Joint Commissioner, Food and Drug Administration, FDI, Mumbai. All are like to hear from sir. I would like to request sir, please share your thought.
Before Suresh sir talks, let me give him a background about this. Suresh sir, can you hear me? You're not audible, sir. You need to unmute yourself. Please unmute there. I think you need to press. I think now you're unmuted. Just speak out. It's going on mute, sir. No, your voice is very low. Can you increase the volume? Check your volume. Increase the volume, sir.
Hello.
Yes, now you are audible, sir.
Yeah.
Now you are audible. So I just want to give a brief about this program, what was conducted. So SP College of Food Technology, it is
Hello.
sorry, Suresh sir, can you hear me now?
Yeah. Right now, I can hear you.
Okay, so SP College of Food Technology is near Chipur, precisely near Savade, and this is one of the good colleges in food technology. The infrastructure is good, facilities are good, and it is very well managed by the top management. A lot of efforts are taken, and we have very hardworking, sincere staff there. So they have initiated this webinar series for 1 week, and the industry experts were brought to connect to the students to deliver the topics on various subjects, and that is how there was a connect between industry and the students. So the practical aspect of the working was shared and the doubts were cleared. So that is the background of this webinar. So I request you as a chief guest to please guide the students.
Okay.
Over to you.
Yeah. Thank you, Sanjay. Good afternoon, all of you, to the students especially. And first of all, I will say thanks to Dr. Sharat Chandraji Pawar College of Food Technology. They invited me as a chief guest for your closing ceremony. Thanks once again. I appreciate the efforts taken by Dr. Yasir Patil and Dr. Anis Rangwala. This is a very good initiative, and in such a COVID, presently we are facing the situation in COVID-19. COVID-19 situation, we have seen a lot of businesses are not running everywhere. The lockdown is there, but if you observe, the only two industries are running. That is food industry and the pharmaceutical industry. So we call the food industry as a sunrise industry, because this industry cannot be stopped in any situation. In any situation, we people, food technologists or industry people or academic people, we have to run this industry for the purpose of food, which is the prime requirement of our living. So you just have finished the Mr. Sanjay has just finished the webinar. The students have understood his concepts, and you might have inspired from him. And I know Sanjay since last 35 years. He is my classmate as well as roommate. So I know how much knowledge he has, and he can spare the knowledge to the students. So you students are very much lucky today have the Sanjay Indani as a speaker with you. And as far as FDA is concerned or FSSI is concerned, in COVID-19 situation, we are running 24/7. Not only in food industry, in food sector, as well as we have responsibility of pharmaceutical industry also. The patients require a lot of oxygen, medicine, and everything. So we have set up the one nodal officer for each district who can coordinate with the industry and the hospitals and the requirement of the patients. As well as in case of food industry, we have also set up the nodal officers for every district, and we coordinate with the food industry, and where it is required, we try to help them, we try to cooperate them, so that the people should not suffer any kind of issues regarding food and pharma. So Sanjay, you might have explored everything to the students. What are the opportunities in COVID-19 as far as food technology are concerned? So I'm damn sure every student has opportunity, or every industry has opportunity to do something in such kind of situation. So food industry has a very good future, bright future, and I wish all of you, all the students, grab this opportunity, try to do something innovative which can really help to the people and human being. Thank you very much, Sanjay. Once again, I thanks to Dr. S.A. Patil and Dr. Anis Rangwala and Dr. Sharad Chandraji Pawar, College of Food Technology, who invited me as a chief guest. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. And over to Sarvi, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for valuable insight on how FDA play a role in this pandemic situation. Now, I'll invite faculty member of Professor Sarvi, sir, to give vote of thanks. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Archana.
Yeah.
Good evening, all of you. Now we are moving to our last session of our program, that is sharing the appreciation towards all dignitaries. First of all, I would like to thank today's chief guest, Honorable Sureshji Annapure sir, Joint Commissioner, FDA, Mumbai, for sharing their valuable thoughts and their time. Also, I would like to thank today's speakers from the participants, Dr. Bhagyashree Patil, Dr. Neeraj Gupta, Dr. Ashok Chaudhary, Mr. Vasudev Mate, for sharing their valuable experience with us. Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to thank expertise from the different industries, Mr. Prakash Jagtap sir, Mr. Ashish Dobe sir, Ms. Amandeep Aulak ma'am, Mr. Siddharth Mane sir, Mr. G. Satish sir, Mr. Ajay Take sir, Mr. Sanjay Indani sir, Mr. Ashok Aghav sir, Mr. Ajay Bedekar sir, and Mrs. Manjushri Bhave ma'am for giving their time and valuable sharing valuable experience, knowledge, innovations, ideas, thoughts with us. So thank you all of dignitaries. Now I would like to thank Mr. Gajanan Adav sir for taking initiate and showing their efforts in arrangement of the such a program. Once again, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now I would like to thank our anchoring team, Mr. Siddharaj Patil, Ms. Namita Khedekar, Ms. Pooja Dalal, Mr. Shrikant Indulkar, Ms. Archana Pawar, Ms. Mayuri Sawant, Mr. Mayur Advani, Mr. Nikhil Shigwan, Mr. Vaibhav Aire, Mr. Prakash Atole, Mr. Aditya Aire, Mr. Amey Sadadekar, Ms. Snehal Khanvilkar, Ms. Priyanka Munz. So thank you these anchors, and these all anchors are the alumni of our college. Now I would like to thank co-anchors from our college, from the senior BTech Food Technology, Ms. Gauri Bhosle, Mr. Atharva Sate, Ms. Shruti Lad, Ms. Siddharthi Chavan, and Mr. Amresh Damne for anchoring and co-anchoring the program. Now, I would like to thank our organizing committee and technical committee. From technical committee, I especially thank to Mr. and Professor, Mr. Sushant Kadam sir, Ms. Riya Sakpan ma'am, Mr. Chinmay Chorge, Mr. Deepak Gujar, Professor Ms. Snehal Kamble ma'am, Professor R.G. Mane sir. So thank you very much, sir, for supporting us. Mr. Gajanan Manpute from our clerical section. Thank you, Mr. Gajanan Manpute. Thank you, Pranav Patil. Thank you, Rajat Bhai. Thank you, Mr. Prathamesh Palke. Thank you, Ms. Rasika Pawar. And thank you, Mr. Aditya Pandit, for giving their valuable time. Thank you and cooperation. Now, I would like to thank our Honorable Shekharji Nikam sir, MLA Chiplun, and Chairman, Sahyadri Shikshan Samstha. Sir, without your support and guidance, it is not possible to us to arrange such activities. So thank you very much, sir. At last, I would like to thank all the peoples, those who worked behind the scene to make the activity happen, our technical arrangement team, and all participants, because without you, it is not possible to arrange such activities. And because of your valuable support, cooperation, it is possible to us. Thank you very much, all of you. And at last, with the permission of organizing committee, I would like to declare our webinar sessions, webinar series is successfully completed. Thank you, organizing committee. Thank you, all members. Thank you, all participants. Thank you, all dignitaries. Thank you. Thank you very much. Stay home, stay safe, take care. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.